What's going on, you guys? Welcome back. We're going to react to some more Genshin Impact, and I'm going to be checking out the collected miscellany for basically all the characters that I've been reacting to, their character demo and trailer so far. Basically, these are the characters that I didn't really get to. I kind of like stopped playing before these ones came out, so now we're going to learn all about them with the collected miscellany. And I remember in the past, I kind of like sat through all the collected miscellany all in one go. This time, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be breaking it up so I can really watch and actually like learn about these characters and potentially put them in my party. But anyways, guys, let's just jump right into it, starting with Lyney.
Magic is a kind of
Yeah, so this is the type of video that I remember.
Few who excel at making illusions that shock and amaze.
I keep asking, like, where's the narrator? He's in these videos.
Posters adorning the opera houses of Fontaine to the hearty recommendations of hotel concierges and conversations with citizens on the streets, it isn't difficult to guess who the title of most popular magician belongs to.
We'll be a traveling magic troupe.
Magic is not simply a stage performance for Lyney, for the tricks of the trade have become a part of his everyday life. If you were to liken the battlefield to a stage, Lyney's bow and arrows would be his props, while the talented magician himself creates surprises for anyone watching the show. Those who are keen observers are more familiar with their own blind spots. When Lyney is in the party, the location of items unique to Fontaine will appear on your minimap, making it easier to gather resources.
That's definitely useful.
Attack can combo up to 4 consecutive shots, dealing physical damage.
I just got like a flashback, sorry, I don't mean to pause it, but what the heck was it? I was trying to collect flowers for, I was about to say Yin Yin. What the heck is her name? Yao Yao. Yao Yao, I remember this in my party. I was like trying to level her up. I needed like flowers or something. So like I'm pretty sure that her being in my party allowed me to find like the flowers that I needed. So like this low key, maybe if you're a noob or maybe didn't get to the end game, like even for me, I realized them being able to track like the stuff in the area is actually a big deal. Alright. I was just getting a flashback.
With a charged attack,
It's been a long time.
A more precise aimed shot that deals increased damage.
Yin Yin.
The shot has different effects depending on how long the charging lasts.
Wait, is he like a? You have to aim it.
Fires off a pyro-infused arrow that deals pyro damage.
Oh, so it's like amber.
At charge level 2, Lyney fires off a prop arrow that deals pyro damage.
Whoa, he's like summoning
After
something.
Hitting, a Grin-Malkin hat will be summoned.
Ah.
Grin-Malkin hats can taunt nearby opponents, causing them to attack the hat.
Wait a minute. Isn't that Amber's like... Wait, is Amber even a character anymore? Bro has this in his auto attack. It's like one of her abilities. I remember maybe everything's... Bro, like, wouldn't be surprised if everything has changed. But I remember when I played, one of her, like, actual abilities was, like, basically summon a thing that people attack. And actually, that was pretty good, because then you could, like, use her alt. And then use whatever with other people. But, bro just has it in his auto attack? That's pretty crazy.
And can only be taunted periodically. When a Grin-Malkin hat is destroyed, or its duration expires, it will fire off a pyrotechnic strike at a nearby opponent, dealing pyro damage. Only one Grin-Malkin hat can exist at once. It inherits HP in proportion to Lyney's maximum HP. In addition, if Lyney's HP is higher than a certain threshold when he fires a prop arrow, Lyney will consume a portion of his own HP to obtain 1 prop surplus stack.
Whoa.
The number of
That's
stacks
a lot
is
of health.
and all stacks will be removed once Lyney stays out of combat for too long. Lyney's HP cannot fall below a certain threshold in this way.
Okay, I was gonna say, there's no way. Okay.
After unlocking the talent Perilous Performance, if Lyney consumes HP by firing off a prop arrow, the Grin-Malkin hat will restore a certain amount of elemental energy after it strikes an enemy, and will gain increased damage based on its attack. Prop arrows periodically call down Spirit Breath Thorns upon the location they hit, dealing Pneuma-aligned pyro damage. Using his elemental skill, Lyney does a flourish with his hat, unleashing a firework surprise when a Grin Malkin hat created by Lyney is on the field. The fireworks will cause it to explode violently, dealing AoE pyro damage equivalent to
That doesn't seem like very like cinematic or
damage
anything.
dealt by the Grin Malkin hat in this way is considered charged attack damage. When Lyney uses his elemental skill, all prop surplus stacks will be cleared, dealing AoE pyro damage to opponents in front of him. Damage will be increased based on the number of stacks cleared. And Lyney's HP will be regenerated based on his max HP.
I wonder if he does like insane damage.
Let's get this show on the road.
I feel like he's got to be a
Using his
4-star.
elemental burst.
Oh, this is the
Lyney
burst.
unleashes his
Never mind.
magic,
Wait a
turning
minute.
into
Wait a minute. Sorry. I forgot that elemental burst is like the ultimate. Okay, so wait, he might be a 5-star. Because he is just okay.
fast-moving Grin Malkin cat. This is not to be
I was
confused
like, what
with
the
the
heck?
Grin Malkin hat. They're two different props.
Huh, okay.
When the Grin Malkin cat gets close to opponents, it will call down flames upon them, dealing up to 1 instance of pyro damage to each opponent. When the duration ends, Lyney will dismiss the Grin Malkin cat and ignite magnificent fireworks that deal AoE pyro damage, summon a Grin Malkin hat, and gain 1 prop surplus stack. Lyney can also deactivate Grin Malkin cat prematurely. A magnificent performance always leaves the audience yearning for an encore. If the applause is rapturous enough, the magician might even improvise a few new tricks on the spot. After unlocking the talent Conclusive Ovation, Lyney deals increased damage to opponents affected by pyro. In addition, each pyro party member other than Lyney will increase this damage bonus.
Oh,
the
what?
damage increase that can be gained in this way has a maximum limit.
Ah, okay.
Only an actor who has mastered their skills and who can instantly adapt is worthy of being a maestro of magic, and Lyney is fully deserving of the title.
I feel like this guy would be
Prop
good for the
arrows are
Abyss.
Lyney's primary source of damage. By
Like, I can
continually
imagine he might be a
firing
really
prop
good, like,
arrows,
Abyss character.
Not only can Lyney summon Grin Malkin hats and fire off pyrotechnic strikes, he can also gain prop surplus stacks. By using his elemental skill to clear stacks at the right time, Lyney can deal even more damage to enemies. When energy is full, Lyney can transform into a Grin Malkin cat, moving agilely about the battlefield, getting close to enemies, and delivering a magnificent final performance under a shower of pyrotechnic magic. No one wishes to be tricked, but people still willingly take their seats to watch a magic show whose purpose is to deliberately deceive. Is it to lose themselves in a splendorous illusion, even for a short while, or is it to see through the illusions and trickery? Either way, we need not pry too deeply. For regardless of how real the magic seems, it is but a performance. Just consider it a rare piece of entertainment in a world of fickle fate. Is that not enough?
That was cool. One thing I noticed, not about the character, but in the video, do they make all the characters invincible, like the enemies? I saw at the very end the enemies died. I don't know. I was just kind of curious about that. It's kind of off topic, but it seemed like he would just do his full combo and they would just be there. I don't know. Anyways, now we have Lynette, which is his sister, I think. I'm gonna find out.
Lynette likes to dub herself the multifunction magic assistant, resulting in a common misconception that she represents a new frontier in Fontaine's technology. But everyone who sets out to prove the theory that she's a humanoid mecha comes to the same conclusion.
Okay, are you guys hearing a weird, robotic, zzzz from their mic? It's not me, just so you know. If you hear that, I'm hearing that.
Perhaps you shouldn't take
I hear it right
everything
now.
a magician says on stage literally.
Is it time for a magic show?
Although an exceptionally keen perception isn't on the list of required skills for a magic assistant, it is what makes Lynette stand out from the crowd. With the help of her animo vision, she stealthily navigates different locations, gathering intelligence and solving problems.
Wait, does she
in
actually
the
have stealth?
shadows. I heard that cats often give people the impression of being afraid of water. If that's the case, they should make full use of resources and complete any underwater tasks swiftly and safely. When Lynette is in the party, the locations of nearby revival orbs will be shown on the minimap. Underwater stamina and HP gained from touching the orbs will also be increased.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't gotten to this part yet.
Lynette's
Okay,
normal
so that's
attack can
definitely
combo
useful.
up to 4 strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies. Using her charged attack, Lynette consumes a certain amount of stamina and performs 2 swift slashes to her front, dealing physical damage. By tapping on her elemental skill, Lynette will swiftly use an Enigma Thrust, dealing animo damage.
That's cool.
Holding the skill allows her to enter a high-speed pilfering shadow state and apply shadow sign to a nearby opponent. Lynette can control her movement direction during this state and can end it prematurely by using this skill again.
Good for running
When
around.
this high-speed state ends, Lynette will unleash her Enigma Thrust, dealing animo damage. If there is an opponent with shadow sign applied to them nearby, Lynette will flash to them before using Enigma Thrust. A maximum of 1 opponent can have shadow sign at any one time.
Oh, just one?
When this opponent gets too far from Lynette, the shadow sign will be cancelled.
Oh, okay.
In addition, when the Enigma Thrust hits an opponent, it will restore Lynette's HP based on her max HP.
Wait, that's pretty
And
good.
for some time afterward, she will lose a certain amount of HP.
Wait, she
for 7
loses a... Oh, so it's a temporary heal.
At
Ah.
specific intervals, Lynette will unleash a surging blade when she uses Enigma Thrust, dealing Usia-aligned animo damage.
Be amazed!
When Lynette casts her elemental burst, she raises her mantle high, dealing AoE animo damage, using skillful sleight of hand to make a giant Bogglecat box appear. The Bogglecat box taunts nearby opponents, attracting their attacks, and deals animo damage to nearby opponents at intervals.
This is kind of like...
When the Bogglecat box comes into
Lyney.
contact with Hydro, Pyro,
They both have a
Cryo,
taunt.
or Electro, it will gain the corresponding element, and additionally fire vivid shots that will deal damage from that element at intervals. Elemental absorption of this kind will only occur once during this ability's duration.
I've noticed... Okay, sorry to pause it, but I noticed in the past, like, I'm thinking of my other animo characters that I've used. Like, Seiyu is not very strong, but I like her. Okay. Seiyu, Sucrose, they all... It seems like animo just, like, will absorb other elements. Is that all animo characters? Is that similar to all? But I don't know if it is, but let me know in the comments if that's, like, a common theme for animo, because, like, I know that's not a common theme for, like, for example, like Electro or Pyro or any of the other ones. It seems like it's just animo. That's the one that wants to combine them.
After unlocking the talent Props Positively Prepped, after the Bogglecat box summoned by Lynette's Elemental Burst performs Elemental Absorption, damage dealt by her Elemental Burst will increase. This effect will persist.
Bro, this
until
enemy
the
is
Bogglecat
invincible.
box's duration
What the heck
ends.
is this?
On the stage, Lynette is Lyney's magic assistant, but when she's anywhere else, she uses her clever tricks to help other companions as well. After unlocking the talent Sophisticated Synergy, within a certain period after Lynette uses her elemental burst, her party member's attack will be increased based on the number of different elemental types in the party. The more elemental types there are, the greater the increase. Ever observant and supremely stealthy, Lynette is quick to adapt to the needs of the mission and the strengths of her teammates. In battle, Lynette uses her elemental skill to swiftly traverse the field, catching her opponents off guard with her Enigma Thrust. When energy is full, Lynette summons a Bogglecat box with a flick of her cloak. This creates ideal conditions for her teammates to work their magic with elemental reactions, leaving her enemies scratching their heads and wondering, how did she do that?
Okay, she's definitely a 4-star, because, like, it wasn't cinematic. Yeah, like, I can just tell. This is a 4-star. Not in a bad way, but...
It's easy to avoid drawing attention, but it takes extraordinary talent to stay hidden under the spotlight. quick movements and silent footsteps. Even if you keep your eyes peeled, it may very well be impossible to track the target. Oh, you think that was about Lynette? What if I was talking about a cat? I heard that Lynette is raising kittens at home. Perhaps even at this very moment, from a place you never thought to pay attention to, they're licking their fur and keeping a watchful gaze on your every move.
Okay, cool, cool. Now we have... Wait. Freminet? Freminet. Who is this? Freminet?
If you need someone to help you with
I don't remember this
work,
character.
you'll surely hear mentions of Freminet.
Freminet.
Though he's one of Fontaine's best divers, he rarely shows his face.
Oh wait, I've seen him.
Those familiar with him would say that's because he spends most of his time beneath the waves.
Oh, okay.
This makes for quite an awkward situation. You see, any diver talented enough to swim down and find him for a job might as well do the job themselves.
At your command.
Though Freminet lacks confidence, he's actually more adept at completing missions than he gives himself credit for. As long as Pear is by his side, Freminet will wield his sword to protect his home, no matter how powerful the enemies may be. Even before gaining his vision, to Freminet, diving had become a part of his everyday life. When Freminet is in the party, he will reduce the consumption rate of party members' aquatic stamina.
Okay, that's
making
useful
it
for
easier
sure.
to explore underwater.
Oh yeah. It's definitely significant.
Freminet's normal attack can combo up to 4 strikes, dealing physical damage.
It looked like almost
His
50%
charged
difference.
attack consumes stamina over time to perform continuous swirling attacks, finishing with an especially powerful slash.
Pretty good.
Using his elemental skill, Freminet performs an upward thrust that deals cryo damage and enters Pair Timer for a period. While Pair Timer is active, Freminet's normal attacks will cause the timer to increase the pressure level and release waves of frost that deal cryo damage. Damage from these waves will be considered elemental skill damage. In addition, while under the Pair Timer, Freminet's elemental skill will turn into Shattering Pressure.
Oh, cool.
Shattering Pressure will execute different attacks based on Pair Timer's pressure level, and then cancel the timer. At level 0, Shattering Pressure will unleash a vertical cut that deals cryo damage. From levels 1 to 3, Shattering Pressure will unleash a vertical cut alongside Pair to deal cryo and physical damage. The damage dealt will scale based on pressure level. At level 4, Freminet will borrow the power of a fully pressurized Pair to deal physical damage. At this time, Freminet's normal attacks will also be replaced by Shattering Pressure. At specific intervals, after performing the upward thrust, a Spirit Breath Thorn upward thrust will also be created, dealing Numa-aligned cryo damage.
Okay.
Commencing cleanup!
Oh, this is
With
sick.
his elemental burst, Freminet unleashes a wave of cold that deals AoE cryo damage.
Wait, was that it?
Resets the cooldown of his elemental skill,
Oh.
and causes him to enter the subnautical hunter mode for a period of time. In this mode, Freminet's interruption resistance will increase, his elemental skill cooldown is decreased, and the damage of its normal attack frost waves is increased. In addition, while Pair Timer is also active, Freminet's normal attacks will give Pair 1 additional pressure stack. These effects will be cancelled when Freminet leaves the field. After unlocking the talent Saturation Deep Dive,
I feel like this character's
Pair
gotta be
Timer
real
has less
strong.
than 4 levels of pressure. When
I might be
pressurized
wrong,
flow
but I feel like
shattering pressure
he's
is
like
used,
good to have in your full
the
combo.
cooldown of pressurized flow
Do need a
will
cryo.
be decreased. Freminet's efficiency at completing missions has gradually increased ever since he incorporated his knowledge of machinery into combat. After unlocking the talent Parallel Condensers and triggering Shatter on an opponent, the damage of pressurized flow shattering pressure will be increased for a period of time. To Freminet, fighting in battle is not so different from operating clockwork mecha. In both cases, knowledge of general principles and communication of orders are crucial to resolving difficult problems. In battle, Freminet can easily adapt his combat style to the needs of the situation. With Pear by his side, Freminet can use his elemental skill to unleash shattering pressure on his opponents, dealing damage based on the pressure level of the Pear timer. When energy is full, Freminet can enter subnautical hunter mode, reducing the cooldown of his elemental skill and increasing the pressure accumulation rate of the Pear timer. This will boost his damage output and allow him to finish his mission in a reliable manner. As long as you can still think for yourself, you'll realize that obeying orders is no easy task. Freminet likely knows this as well, or he wouldn't have tried to seal away his emotions, performing his tasks like a clockwork mecha and diving into the deep sea to empty his mind. Even so, Freminet is no mindless machine, and the people and things around him will continue to pull him back out of the sea. Perhaps one day, he will finally realize that orders are not delicious dishes presented to him on a silver platter, but rather frozen walls that are obstructing him from completing his final metamorphosis.
He honestly, I bet you he's a 4-star, but he seems like he'd be one of those 4-stars that like, yep, he's in my party because he's so strong. I feel like he's like definitely a good, he applies cryo real fast, seems like. He just seems like he's like powerful. Let me know if I'm wrong though. Neuvillette. 5-star for sure.
In Fontaine, where the world's waters converge, the stage blurs the line between drama and reality.
Neuvillette.
But high above the histrionics stands a solemn figure whose demeanor seems at odds with the spectacle below.
The pleasure is all mine.
Neuvillette is extremely adept at using hydro. Water itself seems to be at his beck and call. Surely this power is the true source of his capacity for impartial judgment. Despite having neither a vision nor any professional training, Neuvillette's diving skills are vastly superior to the ordinary person. If Neuvillette is in the party, underwater sprint speed is increased for your own party members.
Oh. Whoa, look how much different... Dude, look how much farther that guy is ahead, though, at the bottom.
Calls forth the waves with his cane, performing up to 3 strikes that deal hydro damage.
Oh my god, Hydro straight off the bat. That's pretty good.
While charging, Neuvillette's charged attack slowly gathers the power of the source water to form a seal of arbitration.
Oh?
He can move freely and change direction while the seal is formed.
Wait a minute, he's moving so fast.
If he stops charging before the seal is fully formed, Neuvillette consumes a set amount of stamina to perform a charged attack, shooting a powerful blast of water that deals AoE hydro damage. If the seal is fully formed when charging stops, he performs a charged attack, Equitable Judgment, instead, releasing a surging torrent that continuously deals AoE hydro damage to enemies in a straight line in front.
Bro, his charged... Bro, they're making the charged autos, like, so good on these characters. Like Lyney's. Okay, but his is, like, literally almost like an ultimate. He has, like, an elemental burst in his auto attack. Bro,
Charged
what is
attack,
that?
Equitable Judgment does not consume stamina and lasts for a set period.
Like, what is that? It must do, like,
His
not
HP
much
is
damage.
higher than a certain percentage while using it. He continuously consumes HP.
Okay, okay. I take back what I said.
Unlocking the talent Heir to
That's
the
definitely
ancient seas of Florida.
caveat
When a party
to it.
member triggers a Vaporize, Frozen, Electrocharge, Bloom, Hydro Swirl, or a Hydrocrystallize reaction on an enemy, Neuvillette gains the Past Draconic Glories effect for a period of time, increasing the damage dealt by Equitable Judgment. He can have up to 3 stacks of Past Draconic Glories, and stacks created by each kind of elemental reaction exist independently. Neuvillette's elemental skill calls down a raging waterfall that deals AoE hydro damage to enemies in front of him, based on his own max HP. After striking an enemy, the skill generates 3 source water droplets near the enemy. While he is charging his charged attack, he absorbs source water droplets within a certain radius. Each source water droplet absorbed restores HP and reduces the time required for the seal to fully form. At certain intervals, after the waterfall summoned by his elemental skill has descended, a spirit breath thorn appears that pierces enemies, dealing Pneuma-aligned hydro damage.
Be sanctified.
Oh, this is gonna be sick.
Using his elemental burst, Neuvillette unleashes rupturing waves that deal AoE hydro
Wait, that was it?
damage.
Oh, he's got all the
based on his own
orbs,
max
though.
HP.
All those orbs.
After a short interval, 2 waterfalls descend that deal hydro damage in a smaller area and create several source water droplets within a given radius.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
Life is governed by its own natural law, and none who defy it will escape arbitration. After unlocking the talent Discipline of the Supreme Arbitration, Neuvillette receives a hydro damage bonus based on the amount of his current HP that exceeds a certain percentage. The size of the damage bonus gained in this way has a limit. As the Udex, Neuvillette's conduct is just and fair as the water itself. The innocent need not fear, but the guilty will be tried for their transgressions. In combat, fully charged attacks using Seals of Arbitration are Neuvillette's primary mode of attack. Source water droplets generated by his elemental skill allow Neuvillette to quickly charge his Charged Attack Equitable Judgment and deal hydro damage to the enemies ahead. When energy is full, Neuvillette calls down waterfalls, creating even more source water droplets.
Look at that
The
combo.
cooperation of his companions, the ensuing torrential onslaught of the tides shall ensure triumph. From Neuvillette's position, every conflict in Tevat must seem like a comedy acted upon a stage. Fighting for territory that doesn't belong to them, singing the praises of overlords who imprison them, and committing sins that will long outlive them. Still, he does not seem to be an unfeeling spectator at all. In fact, he even tries to understand the causes behind this state of affairs. I rarely see such people, but lest you condemn me as ignorant or a loner for making such a statement, I should remind you that there is only one Udex of Fontaine in this world.
Okay, wait, what's with these question marks? Is this just when it was released they didn't know what they were going to do with this part? I'm kind of confused with this. Okay, this guy is obviously probably the strongest Hydro in the game. Now we have Wriothesley? Wriothesley? I forgot how to say his name.
The fortress of Meripede is where exiles gather. Sitting on the seabed far beyond the reach of the court of Fontaine, the name alone evokes danger and teeming breeding.
Oh yeah, this is the guy
grounds.
that like fights like Vi.
But this
Reminds me of
fortress,
Vi.
built of bronze and iron, is a bastion of order.
This is a city.
One can't
Whoa.
help but wonder, who is in charge here?
Yeah, this is
If
cool.
you have a chance to meet the administrator, you really should go and see for yourself.
You got a side job for me? Sure thing.
No matter how talented a manager you are, it's difficult to convince people in the Fortress of Meripede without the ability to enforce the rules. The intelligent respect the rules, and those who have faced Wriothesley's cryo gauntlets naturally come to regret their previous
Hey,
ignorance.
Wriothesley?
So as to be ready for anything, Wriothesley makes the most out of
Wriothesley?
any opportunity to prepare.
Wait, Wriothesley?
When Wriothesley crafts weapon ascension
Wriothesley?
materials, he has a chance to receive double the product, boosting the party's adventure readiness.
Huh.
Wriothesley's normal attacks condense frost onto his gauntlets, and he strikes rapidly with his repelling fists, dealing cryo damage with a combo of up to 5 swift attacks. Also, for a short time after Wriothesley uses his elemental skill, or sprints, the counter on his normal attack combo will not reset. When using a charged attack, Wriothesley consumes a certain amount of
Wait, I
stamina.
just realized, bro, he has his jacket on his shoulders. There's like, it's not like a cape. It's a literal jacket with arm sleeves that he doesn't wear. Wait, okay, maybe it's an ability he puts it on or something. That's kind of weird, no?
And executes a leaping strike with his
See how the
vaulting
arms are just...
fist,
Yeah,
dealing
look at that.
AoE cryo damage. When Wriothesley uses his elemental skill, he quickly adjusts his breathing, rhythm, and pace. Sprinting forward a short distance, he enters the chilling penalty state, increasing his resistance to interruption in order to deliver even more devastating attacks. While in the chilling penalty state, repelling fist is enhanced. Each strike does more damage, but if his HP is above a certain threshold, he loses a small amount of health with each hit in exchange for this power. This effect disappears when Wriothesley leaves the field.
All the new characters are exchanging HP for
After
damage.
unlocking the
seems
talent,
like.
there shall be a plea for justice. When Wriothesley's HP is below a certain threshold, he gains Gracious Rebuke, and his next normal attack is enhanced, becoming Rebuke Vaulting Fist. Rebuke Vaulting Fist does not consume stamina, and its damage is increased. After striking a target, Wriothesley regains a portion of his max HP. The Gracious Rebuke effect can only be triggered once in a set period of time.
Have a safe trip.
With his Elemental Burst, Wriothesley activates his gauntlets, unleashing a ferocious, frosty straight strike, using Icicle Impact on the area in front of him.
Wait, that's pretty
to deal
cool.
multiple instances of AoE cryo damage.
Wait, that's actually really
After
cool.
Icicle Impact ends, a surging blade falls on the opponent's position, dealing Usia-aligned cryo damage. Behind every crime lies an action, and those actions have consequences. After unlocking the talent, there shall be a reckoning for sin, when Wriothesley's HP increases or decreases. If he is in the Chilling Penalty state, after using his elemental skill, Chilling Penalty will gain a stack of Prosecution Edict, increasing his attack. This effect can stack up to a certain limit. It's a good idea to avoid unnecessary battles, but for Wriothesley, turning the tables on someone and throwing down can be quite the cool and refreshing experience. In battle, Wriothesley quickly primes himself for the fight by using his elemental skill, before unleashing his repelling fist to attack.
Yeah, I think this guy's got to be a
Most of
4-star.
is exactly
Ain't no
what
way
he
he's a
needs
5-star.
to enhance his charge
He's
attacks.
pretty good though,
In
but
harmony with his own battle rhythm,
He's
Wriothesley
fast,
can
too.
unleash an even more powerful Rebuke Vaulting
oh my
Fist,
god, the guy's
dealing a powerful
perma-frozen.
blow to enemies while regaining composure.
The enemy is just
When his energy
perma-frozen.
is full, Wriothesley can punch forward with Condensed Frost, dealing multiple instances of AoE cryo damage to punish mischief makers and rabble-rousers. Human lives are short, and their memories cannot be passed on. The origins of the Fortress of Meripede have long become shrouded in the mists of the past, and difficult to verify. But as the prophesized catastrophe looms ever closer, Wriothesley pieced together the lost shards of history and revealed once more the silent secrets of the underwater fortress. The condemned willingly serve the gods out of their own sense of guilt, but have they ever considered that the gods may be unable to bring them the consolation they long for?
Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up the first chunk of the collected miscellanies I'm going to be checking out. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.